Ever felt like you don't belong? See how authors and filmmakers turn doubt into creative gold. I'm going to bring Francine on with me.
Hello. Oh,
Hey, Francine.
man, we were so busy talking about all the cool stuff that we're going to talk about today. I forgot to plug my light in. Let me just fix that for us. See, you don't have to be perfect. Just keep
I'm
going.
just glad it's not tropically downpouring behind me because I like to do these outside and it just randomly does that lately.
All right, let's get this party started. Yeah.
Yes, I am so excited to share about my experience collaborating for the 48-hour film project. And going to shamelessly plug that event in my film showing coming up a little bit later. But this all ties into what we've been talking about with the anthology, Believe You Can. Because what is cool about the 48 is not everyone is experienced. A lot of times there's new actors and actresses that have come in that have never done anything like this before. Maybe they've done some stage acting, or maybe they have never done anything like this before. And you get people who get a chance to write a script. Maybe they hadn't gotten to do that before, or just be on a film set for the first time, see what that's like. So the competition started last weekend. It was last weekend. And go on, Francine. Ask me what this competition is all about.
I just been waiting for you to spill the details. You just like talked all the way around it in circles. So tell our audience what you're talking about here. Because the
So
reason why we're talking about this today is because it's so aligned with what we're doing on this book project.
so the 48-hour film project is a weekend of filmmakers making short films. And it's a global event. It happens in more than 100 cities. So it takes place in all of these cities. It happened in Jacksonville 2 weeks ago. And the showing is October 13th, 14th, and 15th of all of these films that were made over the weekend. So there's some rules. You have to have a certain prop, you have to have a certain line, and you have to have a certain character that has a certain title. And somehow you're going to work that into your film. And on Friday, you go and you pick what the theme or genre of your movie is. And so our team, the Tetron Toucans, picked vacation fantasy or or vacation holiday or fantasy. So they give you kind of two options and you can either merge them or choose one or the other. So we had this great location to film at. It was on Doctor's Lake, 2 acre property, lots of cool spots and interesting things to look at in our film. And so the writing started at 7 o'clock. And Francine, I thought of you as soon as we got to the director's house and we started to talk about how are we going to put these pieces together, these elements that seemingly don't really go together at all. And how do we make any kind of film out of that that we can actually get done and turn in a completed film by 7 p.m. on Sunday?
Well, this book project is a lot like that. We are taking 52 individual stories about 52 people, and we're going to put them together in a book with a common theme. And our common theme is Believe You Can. But what I love about this project that Heidi was a part of is that They used the same model that we're going to use because there are beyond writing our chapters, which there's not much brainstorming in a chapter about you unless you need help cutting stuff out in the editing process, the how to focus your story. But the brainstorming in this group project, what's our cover going to look like? What's our every chapter is going to have a title page. What are they going to look like? And then when we start promoting our book, what is that going to look like? Because when you get 52 people together with 52 sets of life experiences, who knows where this could take us? I've got the game plan to get us started. But the fun part is going to be collaborating with each other to see where it ends up when we're done. But will we ever be done? Because this is a 1 year project for us. Heidi's was only a 1 weekend project, but our book project is going to be a 1 year project. But do we stop promoting our book after a year? Do we stop loving the people we've met and grown to love after the year is over? Do we stop cross promoting with each other after the year is over? No!
Well, I realized that I never took us to our title page
Oh,
today. And we're talking about how your story can open doors that you didn't know existed. You know, they might be some pretty scary doors, and you might feel like you're going to die when you walk through them. Spoiler from my film, by the way. But when you do things together with other people, um, it does make it a whole lot more fun because everything you just said, Francine, there were a lot of steps. And then for a second, I kind of zoned out and I said, "Ah," and I got scared. I got a little scared. I'm not going to lie. And so, especially when you start talking about how, like, we're after the year, we're going to keep doing things, like, it doesn't actually stop. But here's where some security comes in when you have a group of people to help. This does not all fall on you. You've got people that have different strengths than you do that can come in and help in certain areas. And what we're doing together is what's not really talked about, but it's building very small habits that over the course of the year you're going to build a bunch of them. You're going to learn what a lot of successful people that are promoting themselves are doing to work in a state of flow and to have fun with what they're doing and what they're creating so that it no longer feels like work.
and let me just give you a little example. When I started promoting books, well, first, I wasn't proud of my first one, so I really didn't promote it. When I wrote my second book, I was really proud of that one. I went out and I did a keynote address. But I didn't know how to promote myself to be able to go do a keynote address. My networking through Toastmasters, I met people. One of them read my book and he invited me to his organization to talk. Well, that grew. I got invited to other places to spread my message. I kept talking about it in different venues. And as I started doing more things like writing children's books, my network of people grew. And as my network of people grew, I started getting invited to more places. Well, this weekend, I went to the Head Start Literacy Program event. because I met one of the people in the program at a networking event that I go to every week. You're a children's book author. Would you like to? Yes. I went to that event. I put up my display, and this gentleman walks up and started asking me about my books. And when he heard that my first children's book was about an introduction to meditation for children, he got so excited. I had no clue who he was. He was a former Jaguar. And he took my card and wants to collaborate with me because my book, my message aligns with their message for children. Now, if I never did that first keynote, I would never have gone to this next networking event. I would never have met the man who invited me to the event, and I would never have met the former Jaguar football player who wants to collaborate with me. Who knows where that's going to lead?
And in the same regard, my experience over the weekend, Friday we sat and we brainstormed together about what this was going to look like with a whiteboard and a piece of paper. And the ideas just popped around the room like popcorn until finally one idea just hit and everyone was like, oh, yeah, let's do that. And enough of those ideas came together that they could write the script. And then the next day was more of that, reading through the script, going, oh yeah, this is so good. And I saw a spot over there that's going to work perfectly for that scene, figuring out all of the right spots to put the cameras, figuring out why your sound pack isn't working in the microphone. I decided that the sound guy has the best job on the set because he can just walk up to any woman at any time, be like, your battery's dead, and then pull up your skirt. And it's just like, what are you going to do? I mean, so it's things like that. I'm never going to forget when I look back. This is a creative experience that I never thought that I was going to have an opportunity to step into until Todd invited me to be on his team for the first time last year. And I don't know, I might not actually be a good actress, but I sure had fun for the whole weekend. And I see what it takes to create the things that we watch on TV, the talent that goes into it from the different people that were on the team, how their knowledge played into completing that project that, whew, it's just like you were saying, Francine. My first one, I was like, I don't know if I did so well, but this one I'm so excited to promote because the team worked so well together. And now knowing that, we discussed what does the future look like? And so I'm excited because there's future opportunities to make more stuff like this with people that I have already established. They're pretty darn fun to hang out with and create with. So you never know where just letting a little bit of your story out, whether it's telling your own personal story or if you're creating one, the story can take you places that maybe you've never imagined.
And being in a collaborative group of people will take you places you never knew you could possibly go or never even knew existed. When I joined Toastmasters, I thought I was going to be a corporate trainer, but as things evolved, as I built my skills, as I realized that this funny face needed to entertain children, I became a children's book author. You might not want to be a children's book author, but what is it that you do now that could turn into your next dream job? that you don't even know you have the skills to do or the desire to do until you meet that one person that sparks your idea.
It's so funny that you say that because I got on the phone with my mom after the weekend was over and I was like, that's it. I'm going to quit everything else. I'm just going to become an actress. Whatever else I was thinking about, just throw it away. I'm going to go after these new opportunities. And I was only kind of half joking. But I am definitely discovering something that I didn't know I would like. And it just came from getting outside of my comfort zone a little bit when they said this one was going to be a little bit more improv and a little less script. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. But at the end of all of it, I proved to myself that I could, and I did. And there's video evidence of it now. Which is exactly what we're doing with the anthology. You get your story, it gets added to the group, all of the like bigger stuff, the harder stuff, like in the filmmaking world, like the how do you get the camera and the lights and all that. But in our anthology, it's the how do you do the publishing? How do you get the book out there? How do you design it? What about the cover? Like, well, all these things. You've got enough going on in your mind with trying to figure out what that story is and how you want to share it with people. Stay in that creative space and we can play around. And I say play because all of the things that maybe seem hard, we're going to find a way together that they become easy by
and,
combining all of our skills together.
and playful. We can make a game of it.
I love games.
Yeah. And that's the way we want to approach writing this anthology book, is to make it fun for everybody. This isn't going to be hard. This isn't going to be work. This is going to be a group of new best friends getting together, learning with each other and from each other, and developing new skills, new networks, and new friends. So that when this 1 year program is over, when our book is up a #1 bestseller on Amazon, we still have all of these contacts, we still have all of these friendships, and we still continue to do all of the things that we did to make the book successful, to make our next adventures successful.
I'm sure we're going to come up with some more stories to tell as well.
Right. Who knows? There could be a book too. Hint, hint. We're planning book 2 as book 1 starts filling up.
It's really funny that you said that because when we ended our film, it's only supposed to be a one-time submission, 7 minutes, done deal. But we were like, oh, no, we're going to make it so that there could be a part 2.
I can see it now. Believe You Can, part 2.
Yes, I know, which being able to see also how far you've grown over the course of a certain period of time, keeping track of stuff and writing stuff down, taking time just a little bit every day to reflect and write down some of the stories, some of the things that you pick up along the way. These are small little habits that we're going to be practicing as part of this collaboration. Something that when you come check out our community, we've got daily writing prompts in there. You can put your comment in there or take it even further and take it to your journal and really write out some thoughts about it. All depends on how much time you have, but you can get a lot done in 2 to 5 minutes. It seems impossible. Your brain's going to be like, no, that would be hard, 2 to 5 minutes. But as you get used to giving yourself a little bit of that every day, you find how long 2 to 5 minutes can really be. Just to tap into your creativity, touch base with your inner child. Go ahead, have a little fun.
Okay, wait.
That
I have to ask a question now. Put it,
okay.
I would like everybody watching this to put in the chat if they met their inner child. What did you do with your inner child when you met? I was at the beach. We were building sandcastles and jumping in the waves. It was so much fun.
Um, mine. We like to go run around in cemeteries.
Interesting.
But there's woods around, and every cat I've ever owned, my birds.
No, wait a minute. Cats, you don't own a cat. Cats own you.
Yeah, you're right about that. Those cats definitely did own me. But yeah, it's tapping into that time where I go talk to my inner child. That's usually real when I realize that I have like that inner child locked up in one of those mausoleum things, and she's scared and crying and just wanting to get out because the mausoleum is really I've been spending too much time working and not playing.
Oh, that makes sense. Your inner child's crying. Let me out. Let me out. Well,
Mhm.
anybody who has an inner child that's crying, or if you haven't met your inner child yet, oh my gosh, we need to talk. Because it
Yes.
really is a life changing meeting.
And Francine, you have like a really great process to walk people through that
I
exercise,
do.
don't you?
I have a course for that. There's a course for that.
Of course. Oh gosh.
If you want to meet, if you
They're
want
so
to,
cheesy.
anyone who wants to meet their inner child, put meet my inner child in the comments and I will give you a special discount on the course.
Ooh, I love it.
It's a
And I've
video
been through the
course.
course. It is totally worth the time. If you're really busy, you're like, I don't have time for this, which is actually my biggest excuse for slowing down to do stuff like this because I think, no, I've got to be doing stuff productive, sitting down and doing something where I'm like just picturing stuff could not possibly be productive. But I am here to tell you right now, it is one of the most productive things you could do with your time. So put it in the chat if you hear what this is a great offer, Francie.
Yeah. If I didn't meet my inner child, I'd still be sitting behind a desk in a dead end job doing something I absolutely hated doing. It was meeting my inner child that brought my creativity to light and woke it up and turned me into what I am now.
And now every day is bring your inner child to work day, right?
That's my inner child runs this business.
Yes.
Princess Francie is my inner child. And now I write books about her. I go dressed up as her and I entertain kids. I'm also love dancing. So you'll see me shaking my tail, dancing with the kids.
I love this because I think people don't realize like how important weaving all of these aspects of what you enjoy and what you like doing into the entire essence of everything. Instead of this work life, I've got to separate everything out. When it comes into a flow and it all meshes together, it kind of gives you some peace. Oh,
Hey, ma'am, do you have to lick that
I
knife?
think there's a disruption of flow entering the room right now.
Yeah, it's called Tater licking her paws.
Oh, you have one of those licky lickies too.
I
Yes.
do. I do.
Oh, yes. Mine is napping at my feet.
I wish she'd take.
So, what we talked about today is something as simple as, hmm, I don't think I have a story to tell. You might be there, but finding
I got this at the military influencer conference. I I just had to show everybody. It's true.
hmm, I'm trying to figure out how to follow that up, but I just can't. It's just true. So become one. Um, but there's a reason for this. Getting started, writing some stuff down, it's going to unlock doors for you that you don't really know about right now. And when you start talking about these ideas and these stories to other people, those people are going to introduce you to people that can help those stories have even more impact than where you started. So, I guess the moral of today's episode is attend my movie on Wednesday, October 15th. We decided that we would call it Prick and Lick, and it's a
Oh my
very intriguing story. And if you want tickets, I will go ahead and put that in the chat. Do you like what I did there?
I like that. And that just so fits what's going on next to me right now.
See, that was a planned introduction. So if you do live in the Jacksonville area, the screenings are at the WJCT studios. I am in Group C. There's also going to be a best of later on. I think it's like October 20th, but you can find out that on the website there too if you'd like to see it, just the best of what everybody did. But please come vote for me. Okay. But in all seriousness, just get started. You've got some good stuff with some small daily habits and tapping into other creative communities. Yes, you can. Francine?
Yes, you can. And if you think you want to, but you're not quite sure if you can, let's talk. Because I have a way of helping people find their confidence. I'm a confidence coach. I will give you a free introduction to finding your confidence. Just hit me up and let's talk.
And don't forget to reach out to her if you want to meet your inner child. We've
Yes.
got that offer for you as well. So, if you can conceive it, you can believe it, and you can achieve it.
From the head to the heart to the
To the
hand.
hands.
Yes,
Yes, you
you can.
can. We'll see you guys all next week. Check you guys out in the community. And don't forget, get the tickets.